Good morning, children. How are you all? I hope you all fine. Yes. Today we are going to see our first chapter in mathematics. The first chapter what we are going to see is number system. We are going to see it number system. We are familiar with the number system. In the early classes, we have studied about the number system large. In this first section, we are going to see about the number system. First, we are going to define the real numbers. Okay. So, what is real number? Is the real numbers is a set of all rational and irrational number. The real numbers is the set of all rational and irrational numbers. Children, we are familiar with the rational numbers, isn't it? What about the irrational numbers? First, we are going to define what is rational numbers. Then we will see in detail about what is irrational numbers. Okay. Yes. What is rational number, children? Recall once. What is a rational number? Yes. We have a familiar definition. We learned a lot. What is a rational number? A number that can be represented in the form of p by q, where p and q are integers and q not equal to 0. Isn't it? So, we know that a rational number is in the form of p by q. Here p is the numerator and q is the denominator. Where p and q are integers. The p and q may take any values of the integers. And q is not. The important thing is that q, denominator, is not equal to 0. Because if any number, for example, if I am having 5 by 0, if any number, the denominator is equal to 0, that number is undefined number. The number is undefined. Because there is no such value for multiplying with 0 to get 5. If you divide 5 by 0, there is no such value to get the answer. So it is an undefined number. For that only we are giving that the denominator should not be equal to 0. Okay, yes. So this is the definition of the rational number. Let us see. We know rational numbers. Okay. What are the numbers included? Set of numbers in rational number. Yes. First thing here. Every natural number is a rational number. Every natural number is a rational number. Yes, we know. Yes. What is the natural number? The number starts from 1, 2, 3 and infinity. All the positive numbers are called natural numbers. It is denoted by a symbol n. Okay. Yes. In the property of the rational number, we can say that every natural number is a rational number. Yes, how? For example, if I am taking a natural number 1, 3, 8. 1 can be expressed in the form of fraction. I can give a denominator 1, isn't it? For example, 3 we can take a denominator 1. Okay, the standard form of 3 by 1 is 3. So, every natural number can be expressed in the form of p by q. So, only we are saying that every natural number is a rational number. Next, whole number. What do you know about a whole number? The whole number starts from 0 and all the natural number 0, 1, 2, 3. The set of numbers are called whole numbers. It is denoted by a symbol W. Every whole number is a rational number. Yes. Already we saw that every natural number is a whole number, rational number. Here we are having a special number 0. 0 is also a rational number because 0 by 1. Okay, we are able to find the answer for this 0 by 1. It is also a rational number. Okay, so every natural number and every whole number is a rational number. What about integers? What is integer? The set of all negative and positive numbers is called as integers. For example, minus infinity to minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1, 2, 3 up to all positive numbers is called the integers. Integers is denoted by a symbol Z. Integer is denoted by a symbol Z. Every integer is also a rational number. Okay, so a number that can be expressed in the form of p by q, where p and q are integers and q is not equal to 0. This collection of numbers are called rational numbers. Now, okay, up to this we are familiar. This three set of numbers are belongs to the natural rational number, and we can define rational number. This we are familiar in this. See here, newly we are going to see how to express a rational number. Rational number is in the form of numerator by denominator. Now, if we divide, there will be some decimal form further. Okay, so rational numbers, if you are going to find the decimal form for the rational numbers, it may be in the form of terminating or not terminating and recurring or reoccurring. Okay, so rational numbers, if you are finding the decimal form, it may be terminating. Terminating means it may be ended. It has the end. Terminating means it has the end. And the remainder will become 0. You can say in two words. It has end or the remainder is equal to 0. Non-terminating. Non-terminating means the remainder never becomes 0. And recurring. Recurring means goes on repeating. The digits, the decimal digits goes on repeating. So we will see in detail how it is terminating and not terminating. As we are seeing about the rational numbers, finally I said that the decimal form of the rational numbers may be terminating or not terminating and repeated and recurring. Okay. So what is the mean terminating? Terminating means comes to an end. Okay, the division. If you are dividing a rational number, the division comes to an end with remainder 0. That is called terminating. Not terminating and repeated means the remainder will not become 0. And if you are dividing the decimal, okay, the decimal number goes on repeating. That is called not terminating and repeated or recurrent. Okay, let us see some example. Okay, for terminating and not terminating, how we are saying. For example, if 1 by 2 is a rational number, isn't it? 1 by 2 is a rational number. Let us find the decimal form using the division. Okay, using division, let us find the decimal form. If I am dividing 1 by 2. Okay, 1 by 2. How will we divide? So, 0 point. So, here are 0. Isn't it? So, what is this? 5 2s are 10. See, first I started dividing 1. 1 is smaller than 2. So, we are putting a decimal pointer. So, adding 0 to the number. Okay. So, 0 point. Adding 0 to the number. Then, after we are dividing that, 5 2s are 10. So, the remainder becomes 0. Here we got the decimal form and we got the remainder 0. So, here the example 1 by 2 is terminated. Isn't it? We got the remainder 0 came to an end. So, the 1 by 2, the ratio number 1 by 2 is terminating here. Now, see the other example 1 by 3. 1 by 3 is also a rational number. Let us divide it. So, 1 divided by 3. Again, here what we are doing? 1 is smaller than 3. So, take 0 point and 1 add 1, 0. Now divide. What is the nearest number? 10 is not exactly divided by 3, but what is the nearest number? 3 3s are 9. If I take 3, 3 3s are 9. We got the remainder 1. So again, take a 0. 3 3s are 9. Again, the remainder is 1, 0. Again, 3 3s are 9. Again, the remainder is 1. This will be going on. Okay, so there is no end. There is no end. Okay, and the decimal here is repeating. So, here the answer is equal to 0.5. Isn't it? Here the answer is equal to 0.5. It is terminating rational number. Okay, it has a end. We got the remainder 0. But here the answer, here 0.333, it is going on like this. So, we can put a bar here. This indicates the number repeats again. What is the number here? 3. It repeats again. It will be going on there without end. Okay. So, the rational number, whatever the rational number comes under two categories. Okay. If you are dividing the rational number, if you are finding the decimal form of the rational number, the number may be terminating or the number may be non-terminating and repeated. Okay. So, this is the definition of rational number. Okay. So, in R, what is a rational number? A rational number is in the form of P by Q. Isn't it? And every natural number, whole number, integer belongs to the rational number. The symbol of rational number is Q. If you are finding the decimal form of the rational number, it may be terminating and not terminating and repeated. For example, I gave you. Okay, if I am dividing one rational number, which one example I behavior. If you are taking one rational number, here we came to the end, remainder 0. So it is terminating. The next example, there is no end, it's going on. Okay, but the value, what we are having, the value is repeated that. If any value is repeated like that, the decimal value is repeated like that, that is also a rational number. In this way also we can identify whether the given fraction is a rational number or not. Okay ma'am, it is terminating and repeating. If it is not terminating and not repeating, what will happen? This case, okay, apart from rational number, other these two conditions. If any division, if you are dividing any number, if it is not terminating and not repeating, if the decimal form is not repeating, what is the number? Is that number is called as an irrational number. Let us see about the irrational number now. Yes children, as I said before, real numbers are the set of rational numbers and irrational numbers. We saw briefly about the rational numbers, isn't it? The properties of rational number, and finally the decimal form of the rational number is terminates. Either it terminates, if it is not terminating, the decimal value will be repeated, so that we can identify the rational number. I asked a question at last, if the numbers are not terminating and not recurring, that is not repeated, that number comes under irrational numbers. Okay, so how you can define the irrational numbers is, the number cannot be expressed in the form of p by q for any integers p and q. Okay, the number that cannot be represented in the form of p by q for any integers p and q, that number comes under irrational numbers. Okay, what about the decimal form of that? If the number is in the decimal form, the decimal form of the number not terminating, if you are dividing or finding the answer for the numbers, there is no end, it will be going infinitely. The number, the decimal form of the number goes infinitely. Okay, not recurring or not repeating. The decimal form of the number does not repeat. For example, in the last rational number, we saw 1 by 3. That the decimal repeats as 0.323. The same number repeats in the decimal. Okay, some block of numbers repeated in the decimal, but in type of rational number, there is no repetition in the decimal. So keep in mind how you can define the rational number. Irrational number cannot be in the form of p by q for any integers p and q. Cannot be expressed in the form of any fraction. Okay, and the decimal form. The decimal form of the number is not terminating. There is no end. The remainder never becomes 0. The decimal forms goes infinitely. Also, the decimal forms never repeated. There is no repeated block of numbers in the irrational number. So I hope you are clear with what is rational and irrational number. Yes, we'll see some example here. So here I wrote some example for irrational numbers. Square root of 3, square root of 2 and pi. Okay, these are the example for irrational numbers. If you are finding the value for root 3, if you are finding the value of square root of 3, the value is 1.7320508. It will be going on like this. See, here no number is repeated after the decimal. Isn't it? See, 7320. Some pattern of number is not repeated here, and it has no end. It will be going on. Having the decimal numbers. So root 3 is an irrational number. And root 2. The value of root 2 is 1.414506. It will be going on like this. So again, it is also an irrational number. If you find the square root, it will not terminate. The remainder will not become 0. Also see the pattern of the decimal. It will not repeat. So these numbers are called irrational numbers. What about pi? We know that there is a standard form. Okay, we have a form of pi 3.14. Now 3.14 only know, but it is a round off value. Okay, it is a round off value. If you search the value for pi in your mobile, Google, okay, the value will be going on. It has an infinite number of decimals. Okay, but no number is repeated again. Okay, so the value of pi after 3.14 will be having the value such as 1592665. It will be going on like this. So pi is also a irrational number. There is no 0. The remainder will not become 0. Also the decimal will not repeat. So these are the few examples for irrational number. Now see, in the number system, already we saw the diagram like this for the rational number. Here we are specially saying about the real numbers and the two categories of real number, rational and irrational number, isn't it? And the real number is denoted by a symbol capital R. Yes, for irrational number. Okay, search a symbol for the irrational number yourself. Okay, irrational number generally given as, irrational number we can generally give as real number minus rational number. If the rational number is separated from the real number minus rational number, will give you other set of remaining numbers are called irrational numbers. From the real numbers, all the rational numbers are removed. The remaining set of numbers are called irrational numbers. Okay, children. Now see here. This is a circle which indicates the relationship between the sets of numbers. We know already the natural number belongs to whole number. Natural number, whole number both contain integers or belongs to integers. Natural number, whole number, integer all belongs to the rational numbers. Okay, then the bigger set of the number, that is a real number which includes all natural, whole, integer, rational and irrational number. Real numbers also includes the irrational number. This is the real number is the bigger set of numbers which includes all this set of numbers. Okay. Today in this section we are going to solve the exercise based on what we have discussed now. Okay. So we have to be clear with what is rational number. First real numbers. Real number is the set of all rational and irrational number. And what is rational number? Okay. What is rational number? A number in the form of P by Q. P and Q are integers and the denominator Q is not equal to 0. That is a rational number. What are the sets of number included in rational number? Natural number, whole number, integer. Every natural, whole and integer is a rational number. Okay. Then the main thing what we have learned newly today, that using that one we are going to solve the problem now. Okay. What is it? The rational number. If you are finding the decimal form of the rational number will be terminating, and if it is not terminating and repeated. Okay, the rational number may be either the remainder will become 0. Otherwise, if the remainder is not equal to 0, it will be going on as the decimal form will be repeated. Repeated means some log of numbers. Okay, like 0.99. For example, we can say 0.999. We will be repeating using the number 9. Maybe like 0.36 like that may be repeating. 0.123. 1, 2, 3 like this. Any log of numbers is repeating. See, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Log of number is repeating. Then it is called as a rational number. Maybe the remainder becomes 0. If the remainder is not become 0, the decimal will be recurring or repeated. Such like maybe 1 digit or 2 digit or 3 digit likewise it may be repeating. Then the set of numbers are called rational numbers. What is irrational number, children? A number that cannot be expressed in the form of P by Q. Okay, that is called as an irrational number. What about the irrational number? How you can identify the decimal as an irrational number if you are dividing? The decimal form is not terminating. Non terminating means the remainder will not become 0. And not recurring or not repeated. This not repeated means the decimal form. For this, we can see this 3 example. Here, we are having some pattern of repeating of numbers. That there is no repetition of numbers in some pattern. That such type of numbers are called irrational numbers. I hope now you are clear with what is rational number and what is irrational numbers. Let us solve some problems based on this and we will identify how to find the rational and irrational number and how to find that the given number is terminating or non-terminating. Okay, children? Yes, children. Now we are clear about what is rational number, irrational number and how to find the terminating decimal or non-terminating repeating decimal. Isn't it? Now we will solve the exercise problem. Yes. Now we are going to solve the exercise 1.3. First problem. See the question. Write the following in decimal form and say what kind of expansion it is. Okay, we have to write the following. The given question, see, it is in the form of fraction. We have to find the decimal form of this number using division, and we have to say what kind of decimal it is. What kind of decimal it is means maybe terminating. Okay, the remainder should become 0. Then we can say the decimal is terminating decimal. If the remainder is not equal to 0, it is going on, it is not terminating. And if the decimal value goes on repeating, then it is called non-terminating repeating value. So we have to conclude our answer according to this. Let us solve it now. Is the first subdivision 36 by 100. It is very simple, no? Without division we can do this problem. Any number divided by tens, hundred, thousands, we can directly write the answer, isn't it? So what is the answer for this? We can write directly as 0.36. We know already using the shortcut, isn't it? 36 by 100. For 20, just put 2 decimals in the numerator. Okay, it is very easy to divide a number using tens, hundreds, thousands. Without doing the long division, we can find the answer, isn't it? So we got the answer as 0.36. The remainder is 0. Okay, this exactly divided. The answer is 0.36. Now we got the decimal form of this. What kind of decimal is this? This is ended. The ended with the remainder 0. So this is terminating. This is terminating. Here the decimal is terminating. Okay, because it is ended with a certain number and the remainder becomes 0. So it is a terminating decimal. Okay, the decimal expression form is terminating. Now come for the second subdivision. 4 1 by 8. Actually, this is in the form of mixed fraction. So, before dividing, we have to change to improper fraction, then we have to divide. We know the process of changing mixed fraction to improper fraction now. Let us change now. Change the fraction. What is the equivalent answer for this? 8 into 4. 8 4s are 32. 32 plus 1, that is 33. So, which is equal to 33 by 8. Actually, the fraction is 33 by 8. 8 4s are 32 plus 1. Okay, we can't divide as it is, so only we are changing to the improper fraction. So 8 4s are 32. 32 plus 1 is 33. So 33 by 8. Now we have to find the decimal form. According to the question, we have to find the decimal form first. So if I divide 33 by 8, first start dividing 33 by 8. Shall we divide? Yes, sir. What is the nearest number? 33 is not exactly divided by 8. So what is the nearest number? 4. 4 8s are 32. And we got the remainder 1. And we got the remainder here 1. So 1 cannot be divided. So what we have to do? We have to take decimal point and add 0. Decimal point and add 0. Now 1 8 is 8. So 10 minus 8 again 2. So again, smaller number, already we got the decimal point there, so directly add 0 in this step. Now, 20, not divided exactly, so 2 8s are 16. 2 8s are, the nearest number is 16. 20 minus 16, the remainder is 4. Again, we are having the smaller number here, so take 0. Take 0. Now see 8 and 40. It is divided now. 5 8s are 40. So 5 into 8 it is 40. The answer remainder is 0. So see in this we are having 33 by 8. However, it has no step, but we have the remainder 0. If the remainder is 0, which type of decimal it is? What kind of decimal it is? It is terminating. The remainder ends at 0. The decimal is terminating. The kind of decimal is terminating. This is also terminating. Okay, the decimal form of this number is also terminating. Yes? So, yes. Now, the third example, 1 by 11. 1 by 11. It is divided? Yeah. 1. We have to divide using 11. See, here, divisor is 11. The dividend is smaller than the divisor, isn't it? So what we have to do? We have to take the decimal point at the starting itself and we have to add 0. See, I took decimal point and I add 0 here. Now it is possible to divide here 11, 10. Again 10 is a smaller number than 11. Here also 10. If I take 1 0, again it is a smaller number than 11. What we have to do? We have to add 0 to the remainder and add 0 to dividend also. Okay, 0 in the quotient, also 0 in the divisor. See, for the first decimal I took 1 0. Again we are having a smaller number to divide. So I am taking 0 in the quotient also as well as in the number. Okay, now actually you all know about this. How to divide a normal number, you all know about this. But just to recall, I am explaining this. Okay, fine. 11. See, now we are having 3-digit number 100, which is greater than 11. So it is possible to divide. What is the number to divide? 9. Yeah, nearest number is 9. 9 into 11 was 99. 9 into 11 is 99. We can't get exactly 100 in the multiples of 11. So we are taking 9. 9 11s are 99. What is the remainder? 100 minus 99. The remainder is 1. Again, 1 is smaller number here. So I am taking 1 decimal. For 1 decimal I am taking 0. See, again 11, 10. It is a smaller number. So for one step you can take 1 0. If you are going for the other remainder also, 0 also, what you have to do? Add 0 in the quotient. For one step, one remainder can be allowed. Isn't it? You can take only 1 0. If you are going for further zeros, adding up further zeros, you have to add the same number of zeros in the quotient also. So I am taking 0 here. I am taking 0. Now it is possible to divide A's. Again 9 into 11 is 99. Again the remainder 1. See how it is going on. So again 1 0, smaller number. So taking the second 0, so add 0 in the quotient. Again 9 into 9, 11 is 99. So see, if I am going on dividing like this, surely the remainder is not going to become 0. But see the quotient. What is the quotient you are getting here? What is the decimal form? 0.09, 09, 09, etc. See, finally here also the remainder 1. Where we started with 1, the same division is coming again. So what will happen? Hereafter also the quotient will have the number repeated with 0909 only. So what is the conclusion for this decimal form? It is non-terminating and repeating. This decimal form is non-terminating and what happens here? It is not coming 0 but also the quotient is repeating. So the decimal and repeating. Okay, student, so this is the first problem. If any fraction number or ratio number is given to you, if you want to find the decimal form, divide and find the decimal form. If you want to find the kind of the decimal form, just divide and see the quotient. If the quotient ends, the remainder ends at 0 after certain steps, it is a terminating decimal. If it is not terminating, it is not comes to the remainder 0, it is non-terminating. See the quotient, if the numbers are repeating, you can write in short this as 0.09. As I said before in the introduction, this symbol bar will indicate the quotient repeats on the same number 090909. It is going on like that. Okay, this symbol indicates that only the expansion form of this is this. Okay, so no need to put 090909. Just if you can write in the simplified form like this also. I hope you are clear with the first problem. Let us see the second problem now. See the second problem, children. You know that 1 by 7 is equal to 0.142857. Can you predict what the decimal expansion of 2 by 7, 3 by 7, 4 by 7, 5 by 7, 6 by 7 without doing long division? If so, how? Okay, so they gave the decimal form of 1 by 7. 0.142857 and we are having the repeated block. Okay, so the numbers repeated here. Without doing the actual division, we have to find the decimal form of these numbers. Without doing the actual division, we have to find the decimal form of this number. How? Without doing the actual division. See the first number here, we are having 2 by 7. Any relationship between this number 1 by 7 and 2 by 7? Yes, we can write 2 by 7 as 2 into 1 by 7. 2 into 1 by 7. See, 2 by 7. We can write it as 2 into 1 by 7. Yes, now you got the clue how to find the answer? Yes, how? We got 2 into, already we have the answer for 1 by 7 in the question itself. What is the answer? 0.14285. Now, check. Are you able to find the answer now? Yes, just multiply 2 with this decimal. We will get the decimal form of 2 by 7. Let's start multiplying with the number 7 to 14, 4 and 5 is again. So remainder of 1. So again 7, 5, 8, 2 and 0. See, 7 is 14, remainder 1, 5 is 10, 10 plus 1 11 and 8 is 16, remainder 1 is there, so 17, 7, remainder 1 and 2 is 4, remainder 1 plus 1 it is 5, 4 2s are 8 and 1 2 is 2. Just doing the normal multiplication, multiplying 2 with this decimal. We got the answer for 2 by 7. Likewise 3 by 7. Now we got the clue. Yes, now guess the answer for this. How to find the answer without division? Guess it using the same step above. How? Yes, we can write this as 3 into 3 by 7 can be written as 3 into 1 by 7. Yes, it is correct. 3 into 1 by 7. What we have to do? We have to multiply 3 into the decimal form of 1 by 7. What is the decimal form of 1 by 7? 0.14285. This is the decimal form. So see children, 2 by 7 is equal to 2 into 1 by 7. So multiply 2 into the value of 1 by 7, 0.14287 and we got the result. Ask like how to solve for 3 by 7. How to write 3 by 7 in the form of 1 by 7? Yes. So 3 by 7 can be written as 3 into 1 by 7. So what is the value? 3 into, what is the value of 1 by 7 in the question? 14285.7. Yes. So we have to just multiply by 3 and write the answer. If we multiply by 3, what is the answer? 0.428571. 0.428571. So 3 into 1 by 7, 3 into 0. If you multiply 0.428571. Then what have to find the decimal for 4 by 7? So 4 into 1 by 7. 4 by 7 can be rewritten as 4 into 1 by 7. In short way, we can multiply 4 into 0.142857. Just I have to multiply by 4. Isn't it? 7 4s are 28. So 8 again 2 4. So multiply 1 7 5. So 0.751428. If we multiply, we will be getting this value. So using the same technique, I hope from the first problem you guessed what is the technique we used here. It is what we did. 2 by 7 without division we have to do. So what we used, just think of 1 by 7 answer is given in the question. So we have to use that to solve the given question, isn't it? So 2 by 7 we can rewrite as 2 into 1 by 7. The clue is hidden here. So 2 into 1 by 7. 1 by 7 value is the, just I multiply 2 into 1 by 7 value, I got the decimal value for 2 by 7. The same technique for second also, for all the numbers also. 3 by 7, 3 into 1 by 7. So 3 into the decimal form of 1 by 7. Likewise 4 into 7, 4 by 7, 4 into 1 by 7. So after this, I got these 3 numbers, these 2 numbers also the same method only. 5 by 7 can be written as 5 into 1 by 7. So you have to multiply 5 with the decimal form of the number 1 by 7 and get the answer. 6 by 7 is 6 into 1 by 7. 6 into the decimal value of 1 by 7. If you multiply without doing the long division, we can get the decimal form of the numbers. Okay, so we use the clue here of segregating the numbers using the given value 1 by 7. We rewritten the number as in the form of 1 by 7. Using this technique, we got the answer here. Let us solve the third problem now. Now the third problem, children. See the question. Express the following in the form of P by Q, where P and Q are integers and Q not equal to 0. They gave some question in the form of decimal. We have to express in the form of P by Q, when P and Q are integers and Q not equal to 0. By seeing this question, what you can remember? By seeing the statement of the question is, this is the definition of the rational number, decimals, isn't it? In the form of P by Q, where P and Q are integers and Q not equal to 0. So we are going to express the given decimal numbers in the form of rational number, that is in the form of P by Q. Yes, understand how to do that? Yeah. 0.6. Already we saw the basics. 0.6 decimal. That is a repeating block. We have to repeat the number again. Okay, we will be going on repeating. So how to express this number? 0.666, etc. will be going on. Okay. So we are going to follow the same procedure for each and every problem to express in the form of fraction. So listen carefully so that you can get an easy clue to how to form in the fraction form, that is P by Q. Now I am taking the given question as x is equal to. So x is equal to 0.666. Just take the given question as x equal to. Now see the repeating block in the given question. How many digits? It is 1 digit. Okay, see the repeating block in the given question. How many digits is repeating? Only 1 digit. Okay, so based on that repeating block, the number of digits only, we are going to proceed the problem. So here we are having only 1 digit as repeating block, that is 6. Okay, now 1 digit means we have to multiply by 10. 1 digit means 10. If the repeating blocks occurs for 2 digits, for example, like the 0.34. If the repeating block is occurring for 2 digits, we have to multiply by 100. If the repeating block occurs for 3 digits, we have to multiply by 1000. Likewise, based on the repeating block only, we are doing this problem. So first I am expanding the given question as 0.666, and we are taking x is equal to 0.666. Now, based on the repeating block, see the repeating block only 1 decimal number. So we are going to multiply by 10 on both the sides. Before that, mark this as equation 1 and multiply the equation 1 by 10 on both the sides. What we are going to do? Multiplying by 10 on both sides. 10 on both sides. Yes, if I multiply x into 10, 10x. See, if I am multiplying 10 in this number 0.66, this decimal will move one number after. If I divide, the decimal will be comes to your left hand side from right. If you are dividing by tens, 100,000, the decimal will move from the right to left. If we are multiplying by tens, hundreds, thousands, the decimal will move from left to right, from left side to right side. So 10x, the decimal, how many digits we have? 10. So 1 digit, the decimal will move towards the right side. So we'll be having 6.666 and repeating going on. It will be going on. So the decimal moves here. So the value is 6.666. Make this as equation 2. Up to this clear, children? Whenever a decimal number is given with repeating block, just repeat the numbers and take x. See the repeating block, how many numbers are there? Here 1 digit only. So multiply by 10 on both the sides and get equation 2. Subtract 1 from 2. Subtract 1 from 2. I am subtracting equation 1 from equation 2. If I subtract, okay, if I subtract, what will happen? 10x minus x. See, here equation 2 is 10x minus x. 10x minus x is 9x. 10x minus 1x is 9x. And if I subtract this, see, I will get here 6.666 subtracted by 0.666. If I subtract this both, what is the answer? 0.006. So we are getting 6.000. After this, remove the decimals. So x is equal to 6 by 9. If I simplify, the answer is 2 by 3. If I simplify, the answer is 2 by 3. So, see here, based on the repeating block, we are multiplying k on both the sides. We are having equation 1 and equation 2. Subtracting equation 1 from 2. LHS separately and RHS separately. That means your right hand side separately and left hand side separately. If I subtract the right hand side, 10x minus x. Okay, so we'll be getting 10x minus x. That means 10x minus 1x will give you the answer 9x. So we are taking 9x. In the right hand side, we are having the digits. So if I subtract the digit on both the equation, we are getting 6.000. After removing the decimal, we want the value of x is equal to 6.9, x is equal to 2 by 3. So we express the number 0.6 in the form of p by q as 2 by 3. Back to p and 3 is q. Isn't it? See, both are integers. 2 is also integer, 3 is also integer. So we satisfy the condition. Q is not equal to 0. So the denominator is not equal to 0. So we satisfy the question here. Now, let us do the second subdivision. The same step only we are going to follow here. So listen carefully so that you can change any number to the form of rational number. Is what is the expansion of this number? See, we are having the repeating block for the number 7 only. That means the number 7 goes on repeating. So how to write this expansion? 0.4777 will be repeating like this. See, the block is given for repeating block is given for number 7. So the expansion of this number is 0.4777. What is the next step? We have to take x is equal to 0.4777. Now after taking the naming x, mark this as equation 1. Now see, for how many numbers we are having the repeating block? The block is for only one digit number. The block is for only one digit number. So what we have to do? We have to multiply 10 on both the sides in equation 1. So multiply by 10 on both the sides of equation 1. If I multiply, here it will be 10x. It will be 10x is equal to, as we said in the first subdivision, if I am multiplying with 10, what will happen? Decimal will move one step. Is one step to the right side. So what is the answer? 4.777. And it will be repeating 4.77. Yes. Now this is equation 2. After this, what we have to do? We found x multiplied by 10 on both the sides and we framed the equation 2. We have to subtract 1 from 2. Is 1 from equation 2. 1 from equation 2. What is the equation 2 here? 10x is equal to 4.777. Leave the etc. And here equation 1 is x is equal to 0.477. Now subtract this. We have to subtract now. Okay, subtract this. 10x minus here nothing else. We have to take the quotient as 1. So 10x minus 1x it is 9x. 10x minus 1x it is 9x. Is equal to x. Do that. 7 minus 7 0. Okay. Place the digit according to the place value. 1 stands 100. Place it correctly. Okay. So 0 again 0. 7 minus 4. 7 minus 4 it is 3 and 4 minus 0 it is 4. We are having 4.3. So 9x, leave the zeros. Okay. After doing this step, leave the zeros in each problem. If I do zeros, we have 9x is equal to 4.3. But I don't want the decimal form. So if we want to find the value of x is equal to 4.3 by 9. Remove the decimal. How we can remove the decimal? It is multiplying by 10. Multiplying divided by 10. So the answer will be 43 by 19. See, I am having decimal in the numerator. Just I wanted the form of p by q, not in the decimal. So how to change the decimal to the number? Here it's one digit decimal. So multiply and divide by 10. Multiply and divide by 10 4.3 will become 43 and 9 if I multiply by 10 it is 90. So we got the number in the form of P by Q. Is the same thing what we did in the first problem, second problem also repeating, the number is different. So if we follow the same steps, we can solve the problem easily. Now let us solve the third subdivision. What is the third subdivision here? 0.001. See here, the repeating block is given for 3 digits. The repeating block is given for 3 digits. But here also we are going to follow the same procedure only. How to do this? Let us see how. Is now first, what is the expansion of the given question? Now we can write 0.001. The 3 digits again 001. It will be going on like this. Isn't it? Now let the question as x is equal to 0.001 001. Make this as equation 1. Now what we have to do? We have to see the repeating block. Number of digits in the repeating block. See the repeating block. How many number of digits are there? 3 digits. How many number of digits? 3 digits. So what we have to do? We have to multiply by 1000 on both the sides. 3 digit means 1000. Okay, so we have to multiply by 1000 on both the sides. If I multiply, we have to multiply by 1000 on both the sides. So multiply by 1000, x into 1000. 1000 x is equal to, multiplying by 1000 means 3 places we have to change the decimal. We have to move decimal to 3 places to right. So 1, 2, 3. Your decimal will points here. So the answer is, what is the answer here now? 1.001. Again, what is the answer? Repeating block 001. It will be coming like this. 1.001 001. Now what do you have to do? Is make this as equation 2 and subtract the equation 1 from 2. So subtracting equation 1 from 2. What is equation 2 we are having here? 1000 x is equal to 1.001 001. X and equation 1 x is equal to 0.001 001. X, shall we subtract this? Yeah. If I subtract this both, 1000 minus nothing means what the coefficient of x we have to take? 1. So first subtract this 1000x minus 1x. What is 1000 minus 1? It is 999x. 1000 minus 1 is 999x. Now subtract the right hand side. 1 minus 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Here 1 minus 0 is 1. All the values become 0, only 1. What I said? Leave the zeros after subtracting. Leave the zeros and find the value of x. What is the remaining we are having? 999, x is equal to 1. So we can write x is equal to 1 by 999. So this is the form of P by Q form of the number 0.001. Okay, where the numbers are integers and the denominator is not equal to 0. Based on these 3 examples, you can solve any number, whatever the decimal number is given. Okay, with repeating blocks, you can use the same method for all the problems and you can convert the number in the form of rational numbers. Okay, children. Okay, children. We have what we have seen today, the first chapter number system. In that we have seen about the real numbers. Real numbers is the set of rational and irrational numbers, isn't it? And we have discussed many times about the rational number. I hope you are very familiar with what is rational number. Today newly we have seen about the irrational number. Okay. Also one important thing in rational number, the decimal form of the rational number is what? Terminating. As not terminating and repeating. 2 times. One is terminating. That means ends with 0. Non-terminating repeating means if it does not ends in the remainder 0, the decimal form will be repeated. That is a rational number. The number other than rational. The number other than rational. That is what it is? Non-terminating and not repeating. Non-terminating and not repeating numbers comes under irrational numbers. We saw some examples also for irrational numbers, isn't it? Yeah, and we solved the first exercise problems. Up to 3 problems we have completed here. So revise this 3 problem and do the practice. You will be getting some homework problems based on the same model. Complete the homework problems also, children. Thank you.
Children, now we are going to see an activity based on rational number and irrational number. We all know how to identify the rational number. Again, we will recall once. Okay, the set of real numbers, okay, includes rational number and irrational number. The rational number in decimal expansion, either it will terminate, or if it not terminates, it will repeat. Okay, terminating, or otherwise it will be non-terminating and repeating. So that if any number in the decimal form, we can identify easily using these two conditions whether it is a rational number or not. Likewise, irrational number means non-terminating and non-recurring, that means non-repeating. So here we are having some set of real numbers. Okay, we are going to identify the number whether it belongs to the rational number or irrational number. Using these conditions, we have to check whether it is rational or irrational. Let us select the first number. See the first number. What is the number we are having? 2.43. But we are having, see the number, but we are having the repeating block there. Surely the number is non-terminating because we are having the repeating block there. Whether it is rational number or irrational number. See, it is non-terminating. So, it is non-terminating means we have to check whether it is rational or irrational number. Non-terminating and recurring means it is rational number. Non-terminating and non-recurring means it is irrational number. Whether this number is repeating number or non-repeating number. Yes, here we are having the repeating block. So, it is a repeating number. The decimal repeats here. So, this decimal 2.43 is a rational number. So, we will keep in rational number. Now, let us choose the next number. We are having what it is? It is pi. Is what is the value of pi, children? 3.14159265. It will be going on like that, isn't it? So, whether it is terminating or non-terminating? It is non-terminating. But whether it is repeating decimal, it has? No, it does not have a repeating decimal. So, this pi, the number pi is irrational number. So, it comes under the bowl of irrational. Okay, let us choose the next number, children. See here, what is the number? 2.73737373. Whether it is terminating decimal? No, it is not a terminating decimal number. But see whether we are having any repeating block. There is no symbol of repeating block. But see here we are having this symbol. What this symbol indicates, children? That means it will be having, going on, etc. See here, but the numbers are repeating 737373. If the repeating block is not given, but it is going on repeating like 737373. So this number is non-terminating, does not have end, okay, but it has the repeating numbers. Okay, so non-terminating and repeating means whether it is rational or irrational. Yes, it is rational. Non-terminating and repeating means the number comes under rational number. So, this is a rational number. Now, let us choose the next number. See the number, children, 5.632. Okay, whether first check whether it is a terminating number. Whether it is a terminating number? No. See the symbol here? We are having the etc. symbol. So, it is not a terminating number. Next, what we have to check? Whether it is repeating or non-repeating. See whether the decimal numbers are repeating here. 632. Also, there is no repeating block. So the numbers here is not repeating. It is non-terminating and non-repeating. So like this, decimals will come under irrational number. So this is a irrational number. Let us see the next example. See the example here. We are having a number 8.436 and we are having a repeating block on the top for 3 digits. Is whether it is terminating number, it ends at 6, no, there is no etc symbol, so that it is a terminating number. No, it is not a terminating number because we are having a repeating block there, so that the digits will repeat as like 436, 436, 436. So it is non-terminating and repeating. This number is non-terminating and repeating. Non-terminating and repeating means whether it is a rational or irrational number. Non-terminating and repeating means it is a rational number. So this is non-terminating and repeating. So this number is a rational number. Yes, fine. Next we will go with the next example number. See here, root 2. What is the value of root 2? If you find the square root, 1.414213 and the numbers will be going on. Okay, not the numbers are repeated here, but it will be going on. So whether it is terminating decimal? No, it is non-terminating. But next what we have to check, whether it is repeating or non-repeating. Whether it is repeating? No, see 414 after the 213 different numbers, so it is non-repeating. So root 2 comes under irrational number. Yeah, the last number children, we are having 51.96014325. See, here we are having many decimal numbers, isn't it? But it is ending at a 0.5. That means whether the number is terminating or non-terminating. Yes, we didn't have the etc symbol, also the repeating block. So the number is a terminating number. So this terminating means automatically, without any doubt, you can place in a rational number. So this is a rational number. Okay. Yes children, so whenever you are having a number, to identify whether it is a rational or irrational number, first thing we have to check whether it is terminating or non-terminating. If it is terminating, the number always comes in the category of rational number. Blindly you can say the number is a rational number. Okay, whenever you are finding a decimal number, if it is the terminating number, always it is a rational number. If it is non-terminating, you have to check the second condition. If it is not non-terminating means, you have to check whether the decimal numbers are repeating or non-repeating. Okay, whether it has repeating block or it is a non-repeating number. If it is repeating, it comes under again in the rational number. If the decimal numbers are not repeating, it comes under the irrational number. Okay children, so using this identity, using this activity, you can also do this activity in your home. Choose some numbers and keep the rational and irrational number separately by checking this following conditions. Okay children, try this activity at your home and enjoy the activity. Also complete the given worksheet and submit in your WhatsApp group. Thank you children.